Hello guys, it's your boy Flame Ninja back at it again with another stream today. Wednesday of course today, and yeah, so we're of course going to be streaming. Wait, hold on a minute. I don't want to click that because I might fuck it up. I don't know what that's about, but either way, yes. Hope you're having a fairly good day. I'm having a fairly good day myself. But yeah, today more Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force 1, and today we got a few things to talk about. Of course, E3 is over now and such. But yeah, maybe E3 today. Oh, also other stuff. But let's first jump into the game then, and I can talk as stuff as we go through it. Off camera, of course, I did my usual grinding. Got 52 KDP in the bank. So I pretty much figured last time the reason why I couldn't get Cyrus's pack is because Zane, Truesdale, we have maxed out friendship with. So I need to get more shit for Cyrus to, max out his friendship so that we have both of them maxed out. So let's quickly grab some sandwiches then. We need to check what ones he likes. I've got to remember what ones he likes. Of course, we get a golden egg, which we can just yoink that straight away. Oh, I think that's a durian right there. Well, I don't know what durian's like. I think I mentioned last time, but I'm assuming it's one of the fruits or things where it's very hard on the outside, but then it's like actually got like a soft inside. Jeez. Okay, I'm not doing that bad on this. But yeah, because hopefully my first objective for today's stream is get Cyrus Truesdale friendship max. Then we can go straight into getting, shit like limiter removal and Dekoichi. He has quite a few things in his pack, so I feel like could be interesting. So we want to try and just speed run smack those out of the way. Jeez. Oh my god, I'm doing really bad right now. I need to throw away a lot of my spare sandwich. Yeah, exactly. We also need to check if I can level up his friendship. We got a fair few. Oh, we also got 2 truffles, and I think he likes truffle. Or does he not? Oh, fuck, I don't remember. Oh, yeah, he does. It's just covered up. That's 4 things for him. Hopefully that should be enough to boost his friendship up a bit. If we can even boost up his friendship, because we might only be able to do half a heart today, and then we do half a heart the next. In-game game. Oh, yeah, I also thank Minarina for following while, my lad. So if you do this, thank you for that, because I'm pretty sure my mate followed while we were watching the E3, because I tend to watch E3 with a group of friends, which makes it entertaining, although it wasn't very entertaining this time, because pretty much announced, I'm going to be honest. I'm sure there's definitely some games for some people, but nothing that really was like, wow, E3 saved. This E3 overall, my main overall impressions, it was okay. It did the job. Oh, fuck it, we just did this. I should have just done this right away, but that should hopefully have maxed him out, because that is a fuck ton of high quality food that he likes. If that hasn't maxed him out, I'm going to be so pissed. Wow, half a heart only from all of that. Maybe I've got to speak to him to level up the last thing. Dang. Hero barrier. Duels. Fuck. I'm pretty sure you need to get the last chunk up. Yeah, that's a shame. Let's actually quickly check my dueling rank as well before 41, because of course I'm slowly getting towards 45, so I can get those sweet Dark Worlds. I guess let's just fuck it, go straight to class and stuff. Because there's nothing else I really want to do in the game, besides just get to Cyrus's packs and get all the new packs. Not like events and shit. Oh wait, no, you head up. Alright, skip to class. Oh wait, shit, I clicked the wrong button! Because we've got 50 in-game days to pretty much complete my machine deck. I just need the Koichi limiter and a third overload fusion. Perfect. Sand Gambler. How many points? Wait, Sand Gambler. That sounds like roll a die. Which card effect will not be a special summon? Holly, because it's a fusion summon. Right? You don't special summon a card from your extra deck. You can no longer do. Declare an attack. Where your opponent can't declare an attack. Trash talk. Declare an attack, right? How many equipped cards can be a monster? No limit. Many as you can fit on the field. Who's the idol? Alexis Rhodes, right? Oh, practical duel. Okay, is it going to be another Slifer Red, or is it going to be a, fucking bronze? Hey, it's a Slifer. Slifer slacker. See how tough he is then. Wait, do I talk to him? I'll talk to your opponent. Okay. Right, let's go, buddy. Oh, I've beaten you 4 times. Uh-oh. I feel bad for him matching me again. The questions are going to be harder than the duel in theory. Oops, I meant to pick first. I thought this was Nova. I always go second against Nova just so I can punch him in the face instantly and kill him. 42 card deck with 18 extra deck. Okay, he's going straight for a fusion gate. You go. No, he didn't even fusion summon. So he went straight for the fusion gate and then just didn't fusion summon. That seemed a bit weird, but we've got a bottomless in case he does fusion summon. And go X Egg Cannon and punch him in the face. Might be able to get XYZ Dragon Cannon out with all of these cards. Yeah, just generic plant monster. That's what a lot of AI fusion decks really are. Since this duel won't really be intense, let's talk about the first thing, which isn't E3. I beat Dragon's Dogma recently. If you don't know what Dragon's Dogma is, it's a big, you know, it's an open world RPG, well, action sort of thing. It came out quite a long time ago, if I remember correctly. Came on like the Xbox 360, I'm pretty sure, but I got on PC. Originally when I played Dragon's Dogma, I bought Dragon's Dogma ages ago, and I played it for a tiny bit, and then got bored very quickly. And I forget why I got bored. I think it was because the beginning of the game was slow, or it's just I wasn't doing much damage, or I wasn't really feeling the combat. But it was one of many reasons, and I was just like, this game's not for me. But you know what? I decided I'm gonna give it another try, and a long time later, I gave it another try, and honestly, I was kind of right with my first impressions. 1 second, I'm actually gonna get my fan out. For a run, I barely fucking. Constantly applying pressure to my back, which but there easier. Do this as I always like to do. But yeah, as I was saying, Dragon's Dogma is it's a very, you've got to be a very specific kind of person to like the game. I feel it's not very, I wouldn't say it's player friendly. Basically the Dragon's Dogma's big sort of, I guess, a gimmick is the fact that there's very little fast travel. Pretty much, there are like, get these, the only way to fast travel is find these things in the world called port crystals, port colors as well, fuck. And then though you can teleport to the port crystals, and then there are certain port crystals that are just set in stone, and then there are certain port crystals that you can pick up and move. In a normal playthrough, you only really get like a handful. You have to be really conservative about them. I cheated, and just I literally just cheated and pretty much, I when I played the game and I realized how much fucking walking was in the game and how little fast travel there was, I started cheating because I no joke, like missions will take you like an hour there and then an hour, like 2 hours to complete a mission just because you have to go there, fight things for 20 minutes and then go back. Like, the journeys in that game are ridiculous. And there's no fun movement. There's no fun interactions while you're traveling area. It's just walk straight until you get to a location. Which is, oh my god, it was so fucking irritating. Seriously. Walking in that game, like traveling and doing missions in that game is one of the most boring things ever. Hence why I cheated with a certain mod on Nexus called E-Input 88 or something. But basically it allows you to change your items in your inventory. So I gave myself a bunch of port crystals, and on there I could change the positions of them. Which, let me say, if you want to play Dragon's Dogma, and you want to give Dragon's Dogma a chance, yes, download the DA8. Because unless you're willing to spend 2 hours walking to a single quest, then, yeah, that's one of the biggest things I would say about Dragon is it gives you this massive open world, doesn't give you any fast travel, and forces you to walk places, and it takes so fucking long. 80%. I thought I'd get better, but I guess not. It's really, like, oh my god. And traveling, it doesn't, like, the whole doing the traveling, because I did do it a few times just to see what it was like, but doing the massive, like, long journeys isn't worth it in the end. It's not like you get some reward for spending 2 hours travel across the world. No, you just essentially get a middle finger and then, like, 10 minutes of combat. Hell, I would say that, like, the final boss of the game took me, like, 10 minutes. Oh, Kian. That's, I guess, another thing I have to talk about. The combat is iffy, to say the least. How Dragon's Dogma mainly works is that you've got essentially got a group of these, like, AI called pawns, which are essentially, like, you can think of them like summons in Dark Souls. They're essentially just AI that helps you and travels with you. One of the pawns you create yourself, and then the other pawns are, like, automatically generated. Not automatically generated, but you can get them from players and stuff like that. I'm talking about Dragon's Dogma. It's a video game. And yeah, you have these pawns which essentially help you in battle to essentially compensate for what you can't do. For example, I played as a melee character, so one of the AIs I had was a healer, one of them was a ranger, and you just have all the AI to essentially do what you can't do. Which is fair, to be fair. The only issue is that the pawns in that game, much like pretty much all AI in all games, are fucking idiots. The pawns are the dumbest things in the world. First of all, they're really fucking annoying because they just keep talking. They keep mentioning shit like enemies weak to fire, even though you've heard it like 20,000 times. Or go for the leg, it's off balance. Or hit the weapon out of his hand. Like, Jesus Christ. The fucking pawns are so annoying, and they're just completely brain dead as well. If they were intelligent and useful, then sure, I'd be fine with them being brain dead. But, you know, they just aren't. Like, seriously. There's this one... the game is awfully designed, as you can tell from this one instance. There's these enemies in Dragon's Dogma called Golem, which are these big rock things that are essentially... They're completely indestructible. You can't kill them unless you hit specific weak points. Now, normal golems, they just have weak points on their body, and the AI will hit the weak points occasionally and take out a golem. Then the people who made Dragon's Dogma decided, ooh, let's make another type of golem with the same properties, but instead of having the weak points on the golem, we'll put the weak points around the area in, like, little shrine things and, like, little sticks. You just have these orbs on sticks that are just scattered around the area. But the thing is that they do that, which is fine, but the AI doesn't understand it. So the AI will be constantly attacking the golem, thinking that the weak points are on the golem, and they just won't ever attack the actual things you need to destroy. And the biggest problem with that is that one of the weak points you need to destroy to kill the thing, by the way, to complete a quest, is up a tree. So if you're playing as a melee class, you are fucked. Because the AI will never hit it because they don't understand it. The AI will literally be saying that, oh, the weak points are scattered around the area, but the AI itself doesn't actually attack it. They'll just be stuck attacking the golem and climbing on it. Shit design. I don't care if you like the game, that is just unrefutable bad design. Having an enemy that you just straight up cannot fight. The AI doesn't understand how to fight it. I'm just gonna do all this. I'm just finishing my coffee as well before I can... Yes. Oh god. I'm just drinking through all this coffee because I want to drink through it before it gets really cold. Even though it's hot over here, I tend to find drinking hot drinks actually cools you down a bit. Fucking weird. I guess maybe it's because it's wet or something. Right, no science, man. Oh shit, wait a second. We got a golden egg witch. Hold on. Piss! You know, yeah. I've got a lot of stuff to say about Dragon's Dogma, but as I was saying, with the AI is just dumb. So that's one of the big first things I had with Dragon's Dogma, is the AI being fucking brain dead. Which is one of the main mechanics, so that's a big oof right off of the bat. Well, I'm just not getting what I want. Okay, does he like croquet? He does actually like croquets. He doesn't like hamburgers. He likes steak. I don't think he likes rice balls. I don't think he likes tofu either. That's mean. It's not mean. It's average. The AI's trying its best. There's some other situations. Another thing the AI likes to do is there's this one situation, kind of spoiler warning for the final boss, where the final boss chases you down a hallway, and you're meant to run away from it because you just straight up can't attack it. When I was doing that, bear in mind the boss is completely invincible and he's chasing you down a hallway and you can't get past him, one of my AIs decided to try and run past him. The AI then proceeded to get instantly one-shot and was now stuck behind the boss behind a wall. Because the boss eventually moved into a room and completely closed off that area, meaning that the AI was just dead there and you couldn't revive him. Like, what the fuck? Well, the other two AI were fine. They were going away from the boss, but one of the AI just decided, I'm going to walk into this invincible thing and just got one shot. Like, what the fuck? He took the easy way. Yeah, they really did. Another thing that AI does. Basically, in Dragon's Dogma, to control... you can't really control your AI. Your character essentially has, like, 3 commands to very roughly sort of manage your AI. It's... One of them tells your AI to come to you. One of them tells your AI to go forward. And the other one is just, heal me. And that's all the control you get over your AI. And guess what? It just doesn't work half of the time. You'll say, come here, and then the AI would just completely ignore it. Like, or you'll say, go there, and they will just completely ignore it. And it's even worse when you want the AI to do something, you know the AI can do something, and then you just can't command them to do it. For example, one of the common things in Dragon's Dogma is having the mage buff your weapons with certain elements so that you can defeat certain enemies easier. And sometimes the AI just won't buff your weapon. And there's no command to essentially say, hey, AI, you're not doing anything. You're just standing there. Can you buff my weapon so I can kill this thing? And it will just stand there, brain dead, trying to cancel out magic, even though the enemies can't use magic. The AI in the game is just awful. If you're going to have a game where you base one of the main elements around having AI companions, at least have the AI companions be controllable. Because otherwise, they're just a liability. Now I've talked about the AI, let's talk about the story, or what little there is. Dragon's Dogma has a very weird story. I'm gonna be honest. It sort of it starts off as your whole, you know, you're the chosen one, because a dragon takes your heart and you become the Arisen, you know, chosen one, generic sort of thing. And then it just has some weird things. For some reason, the story decides to go down the path of punishing you for doing good things. Like, you save people and you get punished for it. Which is the most abstract... I mean, maybe they're trying to go for some deep philosophical thing about, like... maybe you're... I don't know what kind of bullshit they're trying to spout. But throughout the game, every time you do something, like, good and help people... people around you just mock you, or they just, like, just don't care for you. Like, I will spoil it, because fuck this game. This game does not deserve to be played through. After defeating the final boss, and literally killing the final person, the king orders you to be executed. And blames you for everything that went wrong. Like, what fucking logic is that? You literally kill a dragon, and, you know, it's kind of obvious the dragon's dead because he's not here anymore, and he blames you for everything being wrong. And guess what? Everyone just believes him for some reason. Like, for no reason. And then the game does, like, the standard JRPG thing of just completely breaking its own logic, and then... The true ending is essentially you becoming God. It's so fucking weird, though. To be fair, he's not even the king, he's the Duke. But the thing is, though, is that the Duke in this game, people believe him for some reason, even though multiple times throughout the game, he deceives people. And he's quite obviously lying. Like, it's painfully obvious that he's not being truthful, and yet characters just believe him for some reason. He has no power either. Like, he's quite obviously... Hell, he fucking abuses his wife. Like, physically in front of guards. Like, one of his subjects, he abuses his, like, well, his arranged wife. And just nobody questions it. That is one thing I will definitely say about Dragon's Dogma, is that there's not a single likable character in that. There's like 2 likable characters in that game. One of them is some dude who works at a church, who's like a thief. I liked him because he was like a badass. He was like, he basically would go and pretend to be parts of cults just to fuck them over. He's a Chad. And then there's just, like, this witch person who's just, like, people blame her for the dragon's doing, even though it's kind of obvious that they're completely separate. Like, there's, like, no likable characters in the game. There's no likable characters in the game, even though there's a bachelor, like, a marriage system. And I'm just like, why would you want to marry any of these characters? There's no redeemable characters here besides, like, 2. And the ending is just the most fucking abstract thing. Like, what the fuck was the ending? You kill God, and then you become God, but then you kill yourself, and then your pawn takes over your body in a new life. Like, where did that come from? I feel like the ending was one of those endings where you could tell they didn't know where they were going with the story, so they just stapled it on. because the king tells you to be executed, and then suddenly a fucking hole in reality opens, and then you go down into this abyss, and then you go into a wormhole, and then you kill God, and then you become God. Like, and then God turns out to, like, God was you, but then God was actually the older Risen. Like, the ending is such a clusterfuck. I was just sitting there, baffled and confused about what the hell was happening in the latter half of the game. I guess let's talk gameplay and combat. I think I mentioned it briefly, but the gameplay and combat is okay. It ain't no, like, Dark Souls or Devil May Cry or Monster Hunter. It's okay. It's got a fun mechanic where you can actually climb onto creatures, Shadow of the Colossus style. Not like Monster Hunter where you just hit them and you ride them. It's like you actually physically climb onto them, and then you can climb up them and hit them in certain body parts. That was cool, except for it's only used in, like, a few encounters. Because as far as I remember, there are, like, 4 big enemies that you actually really do that to. One of them is a Cyclops that you fight at least 20 times throughout the game. Like, Jesus Christ, that thing is everywhere. Another one is a Chimera that you fight, like, maybe 10 times. Another one is I forget the name of it. It's like, it's essentially just a no, it's a Griffin. The Griffin was one. The Griffin is cool because you actually, it's a unique thing that you fight, I think, once or twice. I only fought it once, personally. And then there's another, the next boss, get this, is just a reskin of the Griffin, but with a peacock head, or a bird head. Wow, well, actually, no, a Griffin has a bird head, but it's got, like, a peacock head instead of a like a eagle face. So, very creative. And then the dragon, of course, the big dragon at the end. Yeah, Burb. The Burb thing was interesting because it has the ability to kill you instantly. It can petrify you, and if you don't have an ability to cancel the petrification, it just kills you. So the game essentially says, oh yeah, if you didn't bring this specific item to kill this enemy that you had no idea was here, by the way, you just turn up at the area and the enemy's suddenly there, it just kills you, like, instantly after a bit. The petrification works by it hits you with like some smoke, and then the smoke makes you start becoming petrified, and then after a certain amount of time you just turn to stone and die. And there's, like, a few specific items that can get rid of the petrification. So you either need to have known that you're going to fight it, you've got to somehow predict the future and know you're going to fight it, or just avoid every attack, which is weird. The game, for some reason, you can play as a melee character in the game, but most of the enemies can just completely avoid melee fighting. Like, snow harpies just fly, griffins fly, the dragon flies, fucking peacock thing flies. Like, I wanted to go two-handed melee, but then half of the game is just like, no, you can't. Fuck you. But I still did. I beat the final boss with melee, because fuck it. I don't like games where they essentially, like, they don't tell you that you can't do something, but they sort of just harshly imply it. Or instead of being like, oh yeah, you need to go ranged for this sort of fight, it just goes, oh, you could do melee, but you're not going to be able to do shit. That was just really dumb and annoying. Progression in the game is weird. I never really felt like I was getting stronger. I just felt like at certain points I was like, oh, I guess I can kill these guys easier now. I never really felt like I was becoming this strong badass. Because in the story, your character can fight griffins and kill a dragon solo, yet is still scared of guards from a kingdom. Like, what logic is that? That's like Goku being scared of a newborn baby. Like, I literally just murdered the strongest thing in this world, and yet I'm scared of some generic fuckboy with a... Yeah, literally, God, just scare me. That's what it was. Like, at the end of the game, after the king orders you to be executed and your character goes to run away, you kind of get surrounded by guards, and I'm just standing there like, I literally just killed a dragon. Why am I scared of, like, generic dude with a sword and shield? I should be able to kill all of these people. Dragon's Dogma kind of did one thing it did do good, is that it helped me enforce the idea that Fallout New Vegas is a fucking phenomenal game, with the fact that in Fallout New Vegas, you can just kill anyone. Like, the game doesn't go, oh no, you can't do this. It's just like, do what the fuck you want, besides Yes Man. The guards killed 2 dragons, though. Yeah, sorry, I didn't think of that. The fucking Mr. Bill, the guard, actually slaughtered a Hydra like 6 times. Also, we have got the packs now, which is PogChamp. We're going to buy so many of these packs. Hell yeah. Give me all of the cards, baby. Right, what do I want? I completely forgot. I'm just going to let it start opening while I look at the packs. Oh, wait. I can actually tell this because Elkian, you weren't here when I first mentioned my biggest gripe with Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma is a massive open world game with, like, no fast travel. So you spend, no joke, up to 2 hours walking back and forth from a single quest. Who designed this? Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Okay, wait, I just gotta check. Who do I want? I want the Koichi, and I want limiter removal. I think are just 2 big things I want. Like, holy fuck. I played Skyrim, no fast travel. Yeah, but you see, Skyrim has interesting locations scattered throughout the map. Dragon's Dogma has nothing. It's just a completely empty area with, like, 7 points of relevance. It's so painful just walking from place to place. Oh, yeah, no horses either. So you can't, like, get a horse and run. Nope, just walking and running for, like, you run for 5 seconds, and then you walk. You run for 5 seconds, then you walk. Like, at least in Skyrim, if you're going places, you can, of course, in Skyrim, there's a glitch called the Olympic Torch glitch, where you can, essentially, if you get a torch out and you spam sprint, you can infinitely sprint without stamina. I used that a lot when I played Skyrim. It was just so painful. Pokemon no balls, no fly. Yeah, I would argue that is pretty annoying, but I feel like the Pokemon world is small enough that that's reasonable. And if you have enough repels, the only the only points in which I could see that being really annoying is, like, caves. Any caves, that would be so fucking annoying. Yeah, that would definitely be a problem with caves. To be fair, I would say in Pokemon, you don't really use... I don't know if it's just me, but I never really used the bike. Except for, like, the few bike mandatory areas, like the bike highway and stuff like that. Other than that, I didn't really use the bike. I just used the running shoes, because I found it annoying having to... Because, of course, back in the old Pokemon games, you could only have, like, 1 quick slot. So you'd have to dedicate your quick slot to bike instead of any other item. Which is why I just tended to not really use bikes. So, that was never really a thing for me. I never used Repel. I pity you. Repels are, like... When I was younger and a kid, I didn't use Repels because I didn't know they were a thing, really. But as soon as I realized Repels were a thing, I was like, oh my god, why have I not been using these the entire time? Like, Repels are just so fucking useful. Sure, you lose out on a bit of XP, but sometimes you just want to get from one place to another. Oh, God. Any other gripes I have with Dragon's Dogma? One good thing. Hey, a good thing Dragon's Dogma does is, they allow you to swap your classes whenever you want. Like, that's something I find really nice. At any point in the game, you can just swap your class out for a completely different one. You can go from a 2-handed greatsword wielder to a support healer. And that's honestly, I respect that, in the game. If only the rest of the game was actually good, then that would be cool. Oh, another issue. The fucking carry rate in that game. Carry rate's a thing I have in every game I have problems with. But my god, like, it is so aggressive and is so biased. If you play as a knight or, like, you know, someone who wields a sword and shield and most likely wears heavy armor because you're doing melee combat, you can you can pretty much wear your gear and then carry like a few potions extra, and you'll be heavyweight. And it's just, you're fucked. Like in Fallout 4, you could wear all of the heaviest gear in the game, and you would still have like a good 200 like left of carry weight if you're like me and spec a bunch into carry weight. And as far as I'm aware in Dragon's Dogma, there's no way to improve your carry weight, so you're kind of just stuck with what carry weight you have from the beginning, which is another annoying issue. Did I actually get the card I wanted? So we didn't get any limiter removal, but we did get some Dakoichis, baby. Dakoichi, the battle chain chanted locomotive. The reason I want this card is because you can just set and pass and you draw a card. Very useful for just a set pass. And you flip up, get a free draw. Yeah, I don't think there actually is anything else in this entire set that I can care for. Limiter removal is cool. Limiter removal is the only card I want, honestly. Carry weight and arc. Yeah, but to be fair, in arc, you can level up to the point in which carry weight is ridiculous. And, of course, you have your animals and mounts and stuff that you can also use for carry weight. In Dragon's Dogma, you can use your pawns and stuff for carry weight, but the inventory system is so fucking annoying that I honestly don't feel like it's worth it. If there was any game to completely remove having carry weight, I feel like Dragon's Dogma would definitely be one of them, because there's nothing interesting about the carry weight. It's not like a game where it's like, ooh, sometimes you'll have to be very specific about your carry weight and think about what you're doing. No, most of the time with the carry weight, it's just, okay, I guess I just won't pick anything up, because there's very little actual good stuff to pick up. There's like a few bits of armor, but you'll pick up a single piece of armor and you'll be super overweight. Yeah, but I don't want to spend all my points in carry weight. To be fair, you really don't have to spend too much, because from when I played Ark, from what I remember, it's pretty generous with your carry weight. Unless you're playing in a world where they have multiplied resources, in which, yeah, I can understand in that case. If they have multiplied resources, then yeah, you're going to be fucking filled up in 5 seconds. But with the standard stuff, it'll be fairly fine in most cases from what I remember playing. But to be fair, I never, fully finished Ark. I only got up to, I stopped playing when the game asked me to get oil. To do machinery and stuff, needing oil and stuff, because you need to go underwater and shit, and I was just like, I just do not care. You do not understand how much I farm. Well, that's mainly your issue, I feel. That's less the inventory issue, more your issue of farming so much. But yeah, Dragon's Dogma, if I were to give it a full rating out of 10, it would be a 6 to 7. Do I recommend anyone plays it? No fucking way. Holy shit. This game, just play any other game. Play Dark Souls, play Skyrim, play fucking, I don't know, Witcher, play Monster, any other action RPG, please. This game is not good. I beat this game. So, trust me when I at least have a base perspective of this game isn't good. Play that game. Okay, uh-oh. I know it has DLC, which I didn't touch, because honestly, by the time I beat the final boss, I was like, yeah, fuck that noise. Oh yeah, it's also one of those games where once you beat the final boss, you can't play the game anymore. You have to do New Game Plus, which is slightly annoying. Oh, actually, you know what? There is one other good thing it does, is the fact that the game isn't full of 100 side quests. Dragon's Dogma has, 20 side quests, but the side quests are a bit more dedicated. Side quest missions are still just, go to X location and get an item, some of them are. But at least it isn't just chock full of side quest content. Fucking RPG with New Game Plus. To be fair, a lot of RPGs with New Game Plus. Actually, now that I say that, there aren't many RPGs New Game Plus, now that I think about it. Yeah, I don't know why I said that, actually. There's only, a few RPGs I can think off the top of my head which have New Game Plus. No, you are right, Elkian. For some reason, my brain was like, oh no, RPGs have New Game Plus. No, it's just not really a thing, is it? There's like 2 RPGs I can think, or 3 RPGs I can think of with New Game Plus. I think Neptunia's New Game Plus, Dragon's Dogma, and Dark Souls is New Game Plus. Those are like the only ones I can really think about. But yeah, no, it's so dumb. That's the thing. I think Outer Worlds is New Game Plus as well, now that I think about it. My god, if you're a fan of action RPGs, just... If you generally, even after all of the negative shit, want to give Dragon's Dogma a try, mod it. Mod it with cheats so that you can skip all of the boring parts, because that makes the game at least playable. RPGs normally just put you right before the last... Yeah, exactly, yeah. That yeah, that is definitely true. A lot of RPGs do that, where they end boss. Delete the quest or like... Yeah, exactly. My god, just... Oh, god, I have so many gripes with that fucking game. It's just a painful experience. Is it well made? In some areas, yes. I will say the game looks really fucking good for an Xbox 360 game. Joshua, that's a lot of Dekoichi. Yeah, I need a lot of Dekoichi. I want all the Dekoichi. Oh, hey, Joshua. It's good to see you back as well. I'm just trying to get limiter removal. That's all I'm going for. I just want my sweet, sweet limiter removal. All I want is limiter removal. And I've yet to pull one, and I've opened fucking so many. If I don't get any from these packs, I'm just going to be like, fuck it, not worth it. Limiter removal is just such a fucking powerful card. I'm just not getting any. Because the game's a wanker. Although I do have hundreds of the other cards, so I guess card trade for whatever. I know one thing I do actually want to start doing in this deck, because now that I discovered how to actually save decks and save deck lists, yeah, I'm playing Chimera Tech, yeah. Now that I actually know how to save deck recipes and side deck things, I'm also probably gonna go for a Monarch strategy, because Monarchs are fucking broken in early Yu-Gi-Oh! So just, you know, I've got 3 Treeborn Frogs. I've got 2 Dandelions. The only things I don't exactly know the exact tribute engine you want. I don't know if Sangan would be useful. I guess you'd want a recruiter, because the recruiter can just die, so you can get another recruiter so that you can go into a Monarch. I don't know exactly which one would be the best. And then you can just run a bunch of staples, which is pretty much what I'm doing right now, is I just have all my cards and then I'm just running staples along with it. Yeah, that's pretty much just my opinion on Dragon's Dogma. Not a good game out of 10. But now that I've ranted about Dragon's Dogma enough... Hey, there's one. E3. Let's talk about E3. E3 was shit. No, okay, a bit harsh on that. E3 was meh. It was okay. Yeah, I see. Okay, just a standard tribute engine with a few Monarch. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, A3 was just... Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna start off with let's start off with Xbox, because I skipped Ubisoft, because who cares about Ubisoft? Xbox, we had like Xbox. Out of the E3 things, it's sad that Xbox was actually probably the strongest. Yeah, Slime Rancher 2, that's fucking cool. Slime Rancher getting a sequel. I played Slime Rancher a bit back on my Xbox One, but I didn't play it through fully, but it is a great fucking game. It's one of those lovely farming sims with a very lovely aesthetic. That's getting a sequel. Replaced, that looked like a really fucking cool game. 2D art game with like a 3D... pixelated environment, which looks fucking amazing. Just looks really nicely done. Definitely going to be looking into that. I've already wishlisted a lot of the games, but Replaced is definitely on there. Atomic Heart was really confusing, but I vibe with it. It had like fucking Russian disco playing, or like some weird disco song playing while just all this shit. It reminded me very heavily of like BioShock slash Bulletstorm. So I'm probably gonna be looking into that game because that game looks really. Apparently that game was like announced in 2019 and I didn't see it at all. So that's gonna be a game I'm looking to. Oh wow! Of course, the one day. Of course, as soon as I'm like, I'm gonna try and do Monarchs, it's the one Monarch I have. Oh, I need to get Trickies as well. Because Trickies are a free, of course, discard special summon. The use engine. Discard special summon. Is Gillosaurus in this? Gillosaurus is in. Gillosaurus legal. I forget, isn't Gillosaurus special summon? I think effective. Isn't it just in special summon? Fuck it. I spelled Yu-Gi-Oh! Gillosaurus is legal. It does special summon. That would probably be a good guy to snag up. Special summon and special summon. Wait, activates fit. Oh yeah, it's got the whole special summon graveyard, so it's essentially a turn 1 thing. You want to do it turn 1. I feel like it's probably worth it. Grandmog. Prominent. Grand. Fuck it. Grandmog the Rock Monarch. Oh, Rock Monarch. Yeah. Honestly, to be fair, there isn't so many monarchs in the game. I guess you. Assuming they. I've got one Zaborg. I of course want the second Zaborg. 2 Mobius, of course. 2 Thestalos, and then Grandmog. Do they have the Dark Monarch yet, or is he way later? Shadow Monarch. Of the fuck. He is summon banishes. Oh, Riser is right. I don't think Riser's in. Riser would. But Riser in. Titus, the Shadow Monarch, is Tag Force 3. I'm assuming Riser is Tag Force. Riser is Tag Force 2. Yeah, I'm guessing I'm gonna be sticking with the classic mon. Thessalos, Grandmog, Mobius, and Zaborg, which even those lot are still pretty fucking powerful compared to most cards in the game. There's only like 2 or 3 complete archetypes in this game, to be fair. Roids, which, who the fuck's gonna play Roids? Cyber is an archetype, but it's like a really disconnected archetype. It's like, oh yeah, you got Cyber Dragons, which are really fucking powerful, and then you got the rest. Gravekeepers is an archetype and is okay. Dark Worlds is pretty powerful, especially for GX. Like, early GX era, Dark Worlds are pretty fucking powerful. I don't know if Elemental Heroes are a thing, but I guess if you have a fusion engine, you can probably get 1 or 2 out. I know Demise is in this, so I wonder if Ritual Demise stuff is actually pretty powerful, because I remember back when Demise was like, there was like a fucking like a month-long period where Demise was actually really powerful, and then Rituals were never brought back again. But I think it's because he was only powerful because of fucking Advanced Ritual Art, which I don't know is in this game. Yeah, Demise OTK is not playable because we're missing Advanced Ritual Art, aren't we? Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so that's a shame. So I guess, yeah, honestly, Monarchs, cyber strategy, like machine strategy. We don't have card trooping yet, though. But the machine still does a lot of work. I guess a warrior toolbox could probably do something. You've got 2 rotors in the game, I'm pretty sure. You know, DD warrior ladies. Of course, a macro strategy. You know, macro, banish, and shit like that. Insect is really strong. Is Insect really strong? I don't know what Insect's big... What would Insect's big play be? Of course, yeah, no, the ultimate play. Oh, perfect ultimate Great Moth. Just give it fucking 6 turns. No. Doomdozer. fair banish summon. That's actually a fair point. That is actually very nice. I would love to play Chaos, but of course, fucking CED and BLS are both banned. Which is such a shame, because to be fair, those two came out, like, I don't know what Konami was thinking when they released those two cards. Like, those two cards for that time period were busted as fuck. Like, oh yeah, let's just give them a free special summon banishable 3k body that can then either A, banish everything, or B, just banish specific cards. Hell, Chaos Sorcerer wasn't even that bad. It's 2300 body that you could special summon from banishing and then just banish a card on field. Like, what the fuck, Konami? So a banish return strategy would also work, most likely. So that's some stuff to think about. Gadgets are, of course, a thing. I would like to get gadgets, because gadgets is just, like, you know, machine consistency. Having consistency is always nice. But yeah, either for today in-game, we don't really have any Monarch stuff. But I might be able to tweak my deck up now. I had this XYZ package in there just for a bit, just so I had some machines that could do stuff together. Honestly, now that I have the Koichi, I feel like we can sort of throw those guys away and start twisting machines around a bit. Jesus Christ, I have 37 of those. Yeah, I wonder if I have enough fucking Decoichis. So what I did was use Howling Insect, Flying Chimera 1, and of Nepsies, I also use Nepsies, Special Summon, the 6 Phoenix and Doom does it. That's actually pretty fucking pog, honestly, I'll give you that. Pretty interesting strat. Destiny here doesn't really do anything yet. Honestly, Gravekeepers aren't. Gravekeepers are consistent. At least with Spy, being able to just search Gravekeepers is consistent. Limiter removal's at 1 anyway. Good thing it's at 1, because I got 2. I thought I needed 3, but I'm an idiot. No mind, it's just at 1, which is fine. Which means I only have to run 1. If we're going to be doing that, though, do we want to go for... We've got limiter removal, so do we want to go for Banish strategy, though? Banish, return, limiter removal, and then just fucking... we've only got 1 limiter removal, though, so it's not very consistent. If I didn't have that, I would use the on-field insect presence tribute from Monarch. To be fair, Monarchs, you pretty much put Monarchs in every deck just because they are just staples. They are just consistent staples that can exist anywhere. Why, in my cyber strategy, I have a fucking Mobius and a Zaborg. I feel like we want to remove all of that package, because now that we don't really need them anymore, we can run the Decoichis for free draw power, and of course for machine bait. Bonk. Monarchs really do be out here winning games. Pretty much, yeah. So what other machines do I want to splash in here then as chain? Yeah, we use some fucking... Yeah, sure. Machiners are a thing that... No, it exists. I really worth specking. Drillroid can break fence positions, which can work in very basic situations. Let's see, that's not all. It's honestly not awful being able to just pop face downs, especially against... You know what? I'll probably put this in the side deck, really, just because being able to break face downs is really fucking useful in this format, especially because I don't think I have a Nobleman of Crossout. Nobleman of Crossout would actually be very... I could just run the Machine Chasers as big boys. Sometimes you just gotta kill defense position. Exactly, yeah. That's why I feel like... Oh, no, wait. Don't go on the side deck. Machine Chasers, it's just an 1850 vanilla. I feel like it's just a summonable punching thing. And it's a machine, so it works with Overload. Steamroid is a 2300 body on your turn, but becomes a 1300 body on the opponent's turn. So, really seem like that's doing much. If I can Jumbo Drill. Jumbo Big Ball. I might just honestly run the Drill Roids then, because being able to pop a defense position monster seems like a useful thing to have. Oh yeah, my favorite Roid monster, Dark Roid. UFO Turtle. Fuck, I don't have UFO Turtle. That should be a really good idea. Not actually have UFO Turtle at the moment. What pack is UFO Turtle in? That'd be useful to know. That's actually a good shout. The fire pack. The fire. Oh yeah, because he's a fire for some. Oh wait, I see what you mean. Use UFO Turtle. Oh, is UFO Turtle a fire? So then we use UFO as a recruiter. Yeah, to cycle. Okay. I was confusing it with Electromagnetic Turtle for a second. But UFO Turtle itself would be a good idea. I think we're just going to stick in some Drill Roids for now. But we will, once it goes over to the fire pack, we'll grab some UFO Turtles. UFO turn to Cyber Phoenix. That's big brain, actually, yeah. I'll give you that. So yeah, let's put the Drill Roids in there for now. And when we go over to the fire pack, we can snag up the UFO Turtles and go with those guys. Goodbye, XYZs. You are pretty much one of my childhood favorite archetypes, but you aren't very good. If ABCs was here, it would be busted, but hey, it would be fun. You'll probably run a dedicated Union deck and something, considering you do have stuff like Frontline Base very early on, but very unreliable. But yeah, look, I've got the 3 Treeborn Frogs, and I also got 2 Dandelions for, you know, Tribute Engine. And then you can run, of course, any recruiter, really. Also, Tricky and stuff like that. But we're going to have to wait until we get around to Tricky. But I've pretty much got everything from the Cyrus pack. So I've got my 2 limiter removal. I've got everything I really need from him. He is now discardable now. I do not need him anymore. Yes. Let's just continue on. Oh, wait, shit. I probably should have got... I'll get some later in the game day. Should go to the bathroom and skip to the second part of the day. I pretty much got... I've got what I want from the character packs until we get to Chaz, because I want Chaz, because Chaz has... Doesn't Chaz have gadgets, I think? I think Chaz is the one who has gadgets. Slightly annoying. Gadgets are lovely, just a consistent... fucking 9-card consistent engine. Like, holy shit. I would go Heroes if we had Stratos. Oh, and Chaz has Dimension Fusion as well, yeah. All I know is that I'm waiting for the second half of the game, because in the second half of the game, of course, you get Snatch Steel, Cyberstein. You can just get some absurd things. I think Cyberstein's legal at 1, but I don't remember. Pretty sure he's legal at 1 because he's in one of the packs. The early pack. Assume he's okay. Yeah, let's go get some of the cyber packs then, because I'm pretty sure. Within the cyber packs, I've still got to get my 3rd Overload Fusion, and I've got to get my... I think Dandelion is actually in the fucking Cyber Revolution pack, or the hell. I think he... Wave of the Future, yeah, exactly. Which is... What? Wave of the Future is such a fucking weird pack. There's new cards. Oh, I'm guessing this is the pack that has, like, all the cards that came out when the game released. Like, all of the fresh sets. Why it's so fucking expensive. It's Chimera Tech, Aliens. I don't know if the Aliens are actually... I think this game is, like, 2 sets away from Aliens being semi-decent. Of course, you get the Alien sets, which allow them to, like, steal opponents' monsters and stuff using trap cards. I think this is like a few sets away from aliens doing something. Of course, GX archetypes in general just were very hit or miss. Mausoleum of the Emperor. I don't know if if that's like really good for monarchs or if that's more different strategy. Mausoleum, of course, you can just pay 1,000 to summon a monarch. There's the third overload. That's all I wanted. Implying that aliens were semi-decent. Okay, I mean, in sealed format, aliens can do something. But besides that, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, aliens just sort of exist. It was surprising for like an archetype that has quite a few cards. It just really did anything. But to be fair, what GX archetypes were actually good? Destiny Heroes for a tiny bit. Cyber Dragons are still around at least. Yeah, and sealed and progression formats maybe. Yeah. Any GX archetypes that actually went on to do anything? The alien trap cards are kind of sick. Yeah, the alien trap cards actually do some stuff, but really don't have many A counter generators in this game. So you're not really that much. Neos, I guess, is played not like Neos archetype, but of course the Neos shit played on like Duel Links or something. Didn't get a third Dandelion though, which is a pain, but that doesn't really matter yet because I've still got to get the Trickies and I've got to get all the other cards for actually the Monarch thing to work. I've actually got to get the other Monarchs first of all. I want 2 of each Monarch, I think, now, because you don't want too many Monarchs, because you're just going to go through the classic Monarch blunder of bricking turn 1, because you've just got Monarchs. Of course, and, yeah, let's just go duel 1 or 2 people, because we've yet to actually duel this stream, and we're like, actually, no, we have done 1 duel, that's a lie, but we've done 1 duel an hour in. I just want those Dark Worlds, I'm not gonna lie, like, Dark Worlds is the fun shit. It's just overpowered in this format. 8. I guess that's one thing what's kind of sad about Tag Force 1 is that Tag Force 1 is essentially like 3 sets off of like the archetypes getting actual support. Like Destiny Hero isn't at full power yet. Hell, machines aren't even at full power yet. Aliens don't get all the rest of their small support yet. Like this game's just like just before all the big stuff comes in. If I do play another Yu-Gi-Oh game like this, I'm probably either going to do Tag Force 3 or I'm going to go for the 5Ds tournament game. And 3 Mobius, 1 Festus, 1 Zborg, 1 Grandmag, 1 End of Anubis, 1 Jidzo, my 48 card Insect Monarch deck. That's fair, honestly, but to be fair, yeah, you've got a lot of your other insects which are running. Whereas if you're going pure Monarchs, you probably, of course, want to run more Monarchs. We've got Empty Baby. To be fair, the hardest things about choosing decks in this game is mainly just choosing what staples do I want. Because the staples in this game are the real things that decide whether you're winning or not. Victor 1000. Oh. That's fair, I guess. Oh, Saber Beetle, if you count as a monarch. Saber Beetle's, he might as well be a monarch, you know? He's just a single tribute big boy. But how big is Saber Beetle? Is he 26 or 24? Because if he's 24, then he can be beaten by fucking Summon Skull. Summon Skull is still a big boy when it comes to single tributes, but he is a normal monster. I know that Archfiends has cards in this game, but I don't think Archfiends really has much in this game. 2400, okay. How is Archfiend Soldier? Archfiend is like a half archetype, if I remember correctly. It like has some cards, but Archfiends have Falling Down. And that's it, yeah. Archfiends just kill you, though, before you even kill the player half of the time, because they've all got life point draining effects. Which is an interesting idea, but it's not really interesting if they're just not good enough payoffs for it. Vampires have was zombies a thing in this? Because the first zombie structure deck came out, didn't it? Water is pretty cool in this game. Yeah, that is true. Water has some fun stuff in this game. it's like it's got a lot of it's a well-rounded sort of attribute. It's got a lot of stuff inside it. It's got a lot of special summoning. It's got recruiter, of course. It's got the legendary ocean, which can then be used to fucking destroy the field. It's got some fairly interesting things, honestly. Had something in my head and it's completely fucking gone. I don't really know what... I was gonna say, I don't know what control decks are really running. I guess you could run flip control most likely, because there isn't too much counter to flip control, especially because stuff like Raigeki. I mean, you can run Dark Hole, but Raigeki doesn't just pop. Lightning Vortex you can, though. You could probably just run flip control with stuff like Scarab, Locust, the Camel thing. Don't know if Mao Interceptor Cannon's it. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Zombies. Does zombies have enough stuff in this game, really? Because I think this game came out after the zombie structure deck came out. Lakuda's Pro is pretty good if you can get your hands on Desolate. True, but I've never found him. Fair. So of course, you've got Pyramid Turtle, which I have 3 of, which can allow you to special summon Recruiter for zombies. Vampire, Pyramid Turtle into Vampire Lord is pretty fun. Being able to recruit her into a 2k body is pretty good. Zombies, I guess, does have it did come out after Zombie Structure Deck, which means there probably is a fair chunk of zombie support. Of course, you got Zombie Red Eyes, which is really fucking out there, like Jaw, I guess. You want to do zombies. Unfortunately, this game predates Illblood. Yeah, Illblood being the Gemini that actually makes zombies a lot more effective. But you could probably still do some stuff, especially because zombies have a spell card to just special summon a zombie, which is pretty useful, honestly. Book of... I forget which one of the books it is, but it's one of the books which just allows you to special summon a zombie. Which means you could probably do something with it. I don't know exactly what your big plays would be. Your big plays would mainly just be filling the board with... Try and fill the board with big zombies. We done a Future Fusion in my hand. I forgot to add the 3rd Overload Fusion. I completely forgot about that. I still have Blade Knight, though. I like Blade Knight, to be fair, just because it's a potential 2k body, which is why I just like having a single Blade Knight. Also, he can destroy face downs without activating their effects, which is useful. Which this game predates Illblood. Spirit Reaper. True. You could definitely Spirit Reaper. You could Spirit Reaper lock and then just do whatever they want. Is Spirit Reaper really that good for a Monarch deck? Because, of course, with Spirit Reaper, you can just sort of stick it on the board and then tribute it when you want to. I don't know if he's that good for a Monarch strat. I would assume he's an okay just sort of 1-off or 2-off. But, I mean, Spirit Reaper... To be fair, yeah, Spirit Reaper is just a good card. That is fair, honestly. What is Spirit Reaper in? Which pack is he in? I don't think I'm actually on his pack yet. I know that a lot of, like, the big cards also come later. It's as simple as that. Just a body you can stick on the field and do whatever the fuck you with. It's very nice. I never found him fair. Draw one card. That would be good if I had anything to supplement it. Chaser, baby. I can't, to be fair, though, I have multiple times while grinding for fucking experience / money in this game, I have accidentally tributed Frostborg with no other monsters on the field, so he kills himself. Kind of a shame that, like, Zaborg is a mandatory effect, yet Mobius is a optional effect. I mean, he's... Oh, Cold Skin, yeah. But to be fair, Cold Skin is probably the zombie pack anyway, because it sounds like it. Uh-oh. Sure, I guess. Oh no, Cyclopean. Uh-oh. Brawl. Oh yeah, I forget all of these guys have the different Guardians, which... Guardians are an archetype that exists. That's all I can really say about them. I think they do like something good later once you get the 30k one. Not 30k, the 3k one. I don't know why I keep saying, like, I keep jumping up an entire zero. Bonk. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, Guardians don't do anything. They did something at one point when you bring in the 3k body that can then go into the, like, shadow version. But at this point in time, they just sort of drool on the floor and die. And by do something, I mean as in, they were never actually, like, top tier or, like, good. I just mean they had a play. It's like those eBay decks, which are like, they're tournament ready, but you're not going to be winning the tournament. But technically, any deck with, like, no banned cards that is 40 to 60 cards is tournament ready. It just, you're not going to do shit with it. You could just scoop up, like, a pile of 40 unbanned cards, and that is technically tournament ready. It's just you're not going to get anywhere. I know the ban list is actually coming up for modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Soon. It'll be interesting. I wonder if Halki Fibrax will finally kick the bucket. I fucking doubt it, but it would be interesting to... That was one fun thing, though, is that the fact that Dragoon came out, everyone freaked out about Dragoon, and then just he sort of did a few things, but never really... He never really popped out enough, even though he's just a really solid card. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because people didn't want to stick normal monsters in their deck, even if it's just like 3 cards. You're playing a dragon deck. 2 cards. 3. Yeah, Dragoon is really fucking powerful and can pretty much be thrown into any deck, but didn't really do too much, funnily enough. If anything, like, they're either going to hit Dragoon or they're going to hit Prediplant. If they are, to be fair, if. They may just not hit him again. They didn't hit him, like, every other time before. I'm just wondering if they're going to hit Halki Fibrax. I feel like they're just too scared of hitting Halki Fibrax, though, because Halki Fibrax is just a card that can help, pretty much. It essentially can make any deck have some sort of consistency, which is why I guess they want to keep it around, is because it's just a card that can be thrown into any deck. Verte probably shouldn't be legal, yeah. Being able to choose any fusion card and then remove the downsides of said fusion card is a bit broken. So that was it. Verte should probably be kicked. Halki Fibrax for just being too... Like, seriously, Halki Fibrax should just die just so tuners can come back into the game. Because at the rate we're going now, it's going to be like Shape Snatch said. We're just going to ban every tuner because Halki Fibrax exists. Just get rid of him. I think Link probably come back as... Actually, I don't know about... And I think Link Cross was banned because of Halki Fibrax as well. Another issue. Can't wait to ban... Yeah, exactly. Shit, like, we're going to fucking ban any tuner that exists. Desk bots. Fucking... Oh, it's going to be quite ridiculous. Having to ban all of the cards. Isk is still around. So dinosaurs are still just having fun. Dragon Link decks still have got a lot of their plays. Striker Dragon, LP, Pisty. Stuff like that. I don't know why I summoned a Koichi. I probably should have set the Koichi. Wait, why can't I Lightning Bolt? I have another card game. Oh, face up. I'm literally blind. I could not fucking read. That's so you know I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I don't read my cards. Think of too much, really. I don't know if BA will actually get any hits. BA is pretty consistent. I don't remember if that's getting any hits. I don't really know what's fucking about in the meta right now. Zoo, fucking, what's the deck called? It's Zoo something? The Zoo deck. Whatever the hell the Zoo deck is called. They're probably gonna get a hit or two, I feel, because they're getting more support. What's BA done? BA's just sort of a deck that just hasn't been hit and does stuff occasionally. It's very much, I guess B8 is one of the more rogue decks, to be fair. Zoo deck. Reban Trident. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they were just like, yeah, no, we're just going to ban Trident again. It was a mistake to bring him back. Oh, her back. Mistake to bring Trident out of the fucking ban list. Because with more support, then that's just going to be doing shit. I don't really think. The rest of it, I don't think there's really any other deck that's stomping around. Elder Lich is just dick, but Elder Lich sort of exists to be the counter to other decks. Alistair, fucking Invoked. Invoked might want to get punched. Just because Invoked is fucking annoying. That's actually Mystic Mind is still around, now that I think about it. How? Fuck, how has that not been hit yet? It's just, why are floodgates still legal? Invoke the best card. Yeah, in Duel Links, it's fucking busted. Tell a normal Yu-Gi-Oh! It's good. Well, let's not ban all of my deck. Let's just choose a ban. So I want at least to be able to pull out a few more cards here and there. Like a nice 6. Do like a nice 7. So I want to get the Dekoichis just so I can draw stuff, and Cyber Dragons are, of course, a special summon. I don't want to do my mistake I did before where I, like, banished my entire deck and was like, wait a second, now I don't have any cards left. Just do a nice 9 cards. I think 9 cards enough. Right, so we don't want to play anything else because... Oh, straight away. Boy. Boyo. Bonk. Nyom, 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 nyom. Speed that up. And then we have Chimera with a nice spot. 72? That's a nice amount, you know. Is he just... Fusion Summon. Yeah, exactly. Now I can actually summon stuff because he's on the field. I'm going to get Darkhold straight away, but at least I summoned the big boy. Okay, he got some win. Oh, watch me get fucking Icarus attacked. Magic Reflector. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, I can Heavy Storm. I just remembered I can do that. DNA Surgery. Full story, bro. You got... Is this person running fucking Insect Barrier lock? Put one spell. If the select card is destroyed, the counter is removed instead of it being destroyed. Okay, well, I'm just gonna do this anyway. Fuck you. Goodbye. Yeah, Blade Knight, 2k. I think we just Blade Knight and then we Chimera attack and see if we can just kill him. Don't care about spell cards. You are very anti-spell, aren't you? Well, I've been gone. I've beaten both this game and Tag Force 2. Damn! Nice job, boy. Quite a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! To be fair. I feel, isn't it the thing though, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force, or probably the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games in general, to 100% these games takes fucking like 500 hours and shit. Because of course, getting every card is a bit fucking oof. Getting every fucking card in the game would take a arseload of time. Let's skip to the next day now. So we skip to next day and we can get the Wind Pack so we can start trying to get Trickies. That we have a free special body. Because once we get the Tricky... I'm not 100%. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't expect anyone to 100% these games. People who do 100% games like this are fucking madmen. Christ. It's a shame that Konami is just a fucking greedy fuck company these days. So we're just not gonna get another like proper Yu-Gi-Oh game. The last one we got was fucking Legacy of the Duelist, which doesn't have the fun build your own deck thing. Duel Links exists, but Duel Links is just a cash grab. I honestly really don't understand Duel Links, because Duel Links is just like, why not just buy the actual cards? I mean, they're not even that cheaper because it's like £1 per pack in Duel Links for like 3 or 4 cards. Roughly equates to the 9 cards to £3. Like, Duel Links is so abstract to me. Like, stuff like Hearthstone makes sense. That's a purely online card game. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a real-life equivalent. Why? I guess it's because it's the whole, speed dueling thing where it's 3 cards only. But I just confused. If you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh properly, there are so many simulators online that are just free. Oh, there's fucking Yu-Gi-Oh VR. What is free? Like, very confusing to say the least. I guess some people really like Duel Links, but for me, it's just a person. I played Duel Links for a bit, but I didn't spend any money in it because I was just like, why would I spend money? Actually, no, that's a lie. I did spend money in it, but the money I spent in it was from Google surveys. Cause that's just free money. And you can only use it on, like, Google Play Store stuff, so there you go. I technically spent money on it, but it wasn't, like, money I had. It was just Google survey money. Yes. Honestly, yeah, I just get it. Other gacha games I can understand because it's gacha games, but like, fuck. Yeah, no, that's good enough. We'll also grab a few more of these as well, just to see if I can try and yoink that last dandelion. Come on, 3 trickies. That's all I want. Oh, well, there's 1 straight off the bat, so hopefully we get 3. But I doubt it. Oh, there's the Flame Kaminari you're talking about, which I'm pretty sure is the Insect Recruiter, right? Oh, Ladybug of Doom would actually be, funny. There's 2 Kaminaris. He's Magic 4. What the fuck does that mean? Plus, simulating all this other game is a bit more related to card control and resource management as opposed to current Yu-Gi-Oh, which is combo off. Normal summon Alistair. Normal summon Alistair. To be fair, Duel Links also is a lot of just... I understand... Yeah, to be fair, I understood Duel Links when it first came out. Because that was back when it was Duel Monsters, so it makes sense. It's very much old Yu-Gi-Oh! But modern day Duel Links is still combo decks, pretty much. Like, back when I played it for a bit, I played Lunar Lights, and you could fucking just combo off and just one-shot OTK your opponent. Yeah, Duel Links used to do that, but the problem is that they kept adding in new cards, so eventually it's just going to catch up with modern-day Yu-Gi-Oh!, losing the entire point of playing. The entire charm of it is just gone. Which is honestly a shame. But I guess they kind of had to do it, because I feel like people would lose interest in it if it was just old Yu-Gi-Oh! Because eventually they're going to collect every card. Wind Recruiter. Ah, no, okay, but still, I mean, job. There is the Hand of Nephthys. Ah, I see. Oh, there's Hand of Nephthys. Yeah, summon the big thing. I think I've only gotten 1 tricky so far, which is really annoying because I want 2 or 3 at least for tribute fodder. That's 9 tribute fodder cards, and then get a recruiter. That's 3. That's 3 more, so that'll be 12 tribute fodder. 12 or 11 tribute fodder, and then you can just add any fucking else, honestly. Spirit Reapers would be nice. A lot of extra shit. Error. Oh, dinosaur. I don't know if back or not. It's okay, just build the insect version. That's fair. Build the insect version. To be fair, honestly, with Monarchs, you just any recruit. I've got the bear recruiter. To be fair, I've got the Kaminaris now, so I could use those, or I could use the bears. I think all the recruiters are roughly the same. I have any... I really want the Dark Tomatoes, but I didn't get any of them. Such a pain in the ass. I was so confused why I saw Alien. Howling Insect is only a rare, and you only really need 1 Doom Dozer. True, to be fair. Oh, yeah. Howling Insect. Actor. But obviously, I could just look it up anyway. Howling Insect for a... So you could have 2 sets of recruiters. Then use as tribute fodder to go into Monarchs. But I do have to get the rest of the Monarchs first before I do that. I want to at least get the, 2 Zaborg, 2 Festalos, Grandma. Already got Mobius. It's like fucking, when I started this game, I sped ran Mobius because it's a water and it's destroy 2 back row, and back row hate is so fucking good. Didn't actually get what I wanted though, so I'm gonna buy more packs, because fuck you, I want more trickies. Fuck you, game. Give me card. I have so much money because I can farm it in fucking instant. Like, seriously, that's the one thing. When you learn about the Nova farming thing, you can just fucking get, like, 10k in 30 minutes. Ridiculous. The only issue, though, about getting all these cards is I'm going to have to fucking card exchange them all off so I can actually clear out my fucking inventory. It's a pain in the ass, but honestly, I just have to do it because I don't like... With me, when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, I am awful at making decks, I will say. I'm awful at making decks completely. Nova is not a free win in other games. Rip, he actually gets good cards. Uh-oh. But... the only problem I would say is just when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm not good at building decks with... Like, you give me a supply of cards, and I can probably make an okay deck. But you say, okay, here's every card in the game, build a deck. I will just be stuck there because there's over 10k cards, and I just don't know. Of course, you got, like, you can use archetypes, but then you got stuff like dragons, which has so many fucking different paths and shit. Like, I very much get overwhelmed when I'm just like, oh yeah, build a deck out of every card in the fucking game. But if you're just like, oh, here's a set of like 300 cards, think about what you do. Well, he plays deck out in 2 and green magic OTK in 3. I mean, yeah, in this game, he attempts to do deck out, but he tends to just deck himself out half of the time. Yeah, we're going to get Morrow, get Zaborg, Grandma. Where's fire? Oh, we completely whiffed fire. Fire is right there. That would be Festalon. Yeah, that's fair. Play exchange of Spirit OTK, but the AI doesn't know how that works. To be fair, that's the problem with this old AI, is that you can give them a really complicated deck, they just don't know how to play it. Then you got the AI and Legacy of the Duel. Actually pretty competent. That's one of the things, though. That's one thing I will always respect about Yu-Gi-Oh games, or card games in general, is how fucking intelligent is the AI. Because the AI in these kinds of games have to think about so many things. You can't just go, oh, AI see enemy, AI do this. You've got to... The AI's got to, like... You've got to give the AI every single path of logic for, like, every card interaction. Which is ridiculous, and I have massive respect for it. Which is why it's hard to create a fan-like Yu-Gi-Oh game with full AI interaction. The GBA games have pretty decent AI. That's pretty... to be fair. Yeah, but to be fair, I guess the GBA games probably had a more limited card pool, I would assume. Of course, as Yu-Gi-Oh gets on, the card pool gets bigger and bigger, so you have to have more interactions and more things. Especially when you start introducing the different summoning types, like Synchro and XZs and Link and Pendulums. It just starts stacking up and up. Which is why I'm really surprised when I'm playing Legacy of the Duelist and I see the AI actually pull off interesting combos, and I'm like, wow, good fucking job. Rough is the same. Oh, that's actually pretty good then. I respect that. It's just mad seeing what AI can do in these games when the AI starts getting better and better. Real time. The only Yu-Gi-Oh games I've played are Legacy of the Duelist, this game, and Tournament Edition. I think it was 2008. It was one for the DS. It wasn't 5Ds. It was DX as well, I think. I think it was 2000. Yeah, it was 2008. 2011 is the 5Ds one. This game is one set later. Oh, damn. They made a lot of fucking Yu-Gi-Oh games around that time then. That's ridiculous. Back when Konami actually cared about making games, and now they're just busy making money off of the Yu-Gi-Oh card game and fucking Chinko machines. Just seriously, Konami, just sell off your IPs. Like, all you care about is money anyway. Just sell your IPs and let someone else do the work. But they probably won't because it really fucks. Right, one sec. I'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna go grab a drink because I'm thirsty. Back in a moment. I'm back. I've got my drink now. There was a DS game from 2000. Yeah, I did realize after I said it, I'm like, wait, that really didn't narrow it down. Yeah. That is one thing I will say, which is fun about stuff like Legacy of the Duelist, is being able to battle Yugi Moto with like a Link evolution deck. Like a Link generation deck. Like Power Sky Strikers versus like Summon 1, Set 1. That's pretty humorous, to be fair. At least I find it. Able to play against any GX character. There was one really fucky thing though about Legacy of the Duelist, right? I can't say I can't sub. Yeah, rip. Yeah, ain't affiliate yet. Badge. That's one really fucky thing about Legacy of the Duelist though, is that I forget what the guy's called, but he's one of the guys from the Seal of Orichalcos arc. It's the guy who has, like, in the show, of course, he has, like, the armor archetype, like the magnet armor, whatever the fuck it's called. And since that hasn't been made into the actual cards yet, they just give him desk bots. So you're playing as fucking Joey Wheeler, who has probably, like, potentially one of the worst decks in the entire anime, against, like, a consistent engine. Like, what the fuck? And by consistent, I mean consistent for its time period. Like, especially consistent compared to Duel Monsters. And especially compared to Duel Monsters Joey Wheeler. Like, what the fuck? It's pure... That duel is, like... Some of the duels in that game are just purely luck-based. Because you were just completely outmatched. I feel like the easiest campaign was probably 5Ds. Because Yusei has a semi-consistent deck. What the fuck is that? But it is fun being able to just dunk on people with really fucking powerful decks. Of course, I to be fair, when I play that game, I do like to play other characters' decks just to see, just because it's a challenge. And to be fair, I will also say I haven't really built too many decks in Legacy of the Duel. So I'm currently working on a scrap deck. I've just got to get more points to open more packs for it. I actually beat the game on stream, and my god, fuck Zexal. I'm pretty sure Zexal is the one where I struggled the most, because Yuma's deck is what the fuck. Like, Yuma's deck is, like, the worst rank 4 engine ever. It's a rank 4 engine that doesn't. It just doesn't work half of the time. It just, oh my god. So, and he doesn't even have many good rank 4s to go into, and just gets destroyed by, like, a single sight on a dark. Yuma's deck is so bad for his time period. I would honestly argue that for the time period, for me, I think it's either Jaden or Yuma who has the worst decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like Yuma's probably just a bit better because it can do stuff, whereas Jaden's is just what the fuck. Jaden is like Joey Wheeler, essentially, where he purely relies on drawing certain cards to actually do anything. Whereas Yugi just has staples. To be fair, Yugi's deck is bad, but he's got magic bullshit to essentially win. And the fact that he can just kill his opponent if he wishes, which is kind of fucked up. The fact that he can just murder his opponent if he's not winning. Where Yusei's deck, for the time period, it could do stuff. It could synchro summon, you know, okay. And he had, honestly, his boss monster, Stardust Dragon, not bad, you know, and negate destruction. It does the job. I don't remember. I just duel these guys because these guys are in a circle and I know their deck's on. Again, I completely forgot to put my third Overload Fusion and my Limiter Removal into my deck. I've just completely fucking ignored that like twice now. My brain is just not functioning like on any caliber. But I guess there's another thing I'll go back to because I didn't actually finish talking about my E3 thing. Some of the things at E3 that really pissed me off. First of all, New Blood. New Blood, the PC Gamer Show, first of all, was just so fucking boring. They tried to go for some weird, like, cringy story thing that was so dumb. Very unaware of the audience. But New Blood, I was looking forward to New Blood. New Blood essentially came out, showed off a bunch of games, and then got cut off in like 5 seconds. New Blood pretty much had so many interesting games and so many cool ideas and stuff. And they were talking about it, and then you just got cut off. Like, the dumbest joke. House of Ash. Oof. Yeah, good thing I didn't watch that. But yeah, oh my god. The fucking PC Gamer thing. Like, New Blood, really excited for it, and they just get cut off within 5 seconds. And they didn't get to talk about, like, anything they were doing. And the only interesting games in that entire conference were skipped. They got skipped so that Gabe Newell could advertise his own fucking thing. Like, what the fuck? It's like, oh yeah, let's skip one of the good fucking publishers so that Gabe Newell can talk for 5 seconds about his own show. That was just so fucking irritating. I might just Mobius to clear their back row. Actually, I get a boost off of this, don't I? Hold on. Yo, Mobius fucking strong now. Oh yeah, I can Dust Tornado. I completely forgot I had Dust Tornado set. Still gonna punch with fucking Mobius. What else was there? PC Gamer didn't really do anything. Xbox had a few interesting games. Atomic Heart replaced and fucking Stalker 2. Pretty cool. Halo Infinite was... Halo Infinite looks okay, but it looks so grey compared to, like, the other games. Like, all of the colours are washed out and dry. It seems interesting. Battlefield 2042 is cool, because Battlefield is finally embracing the stupid part of the series. Instead of trying to be all serious, they're like, know what? Fuck it. Grappling hooks and wingsuits. And that is really cool. The fact that they're actually embracing the fun side of Battlefield. Instead of trying to be all serious and stuff. Square Enix was just... Yeah, oh my god. Square Enix might have been one of the best shows just for the chat. the fucking chat with Guardians, like, they had to go into emo-only mode because chat got so bored, they just started spamming a bunch of fucking, like, penises and naked women and stuff. Like, that was so fucking funny. The fact that the chat was so bored out of their mind, they would rather try and get banned than watching the Guardians of the Galaxy show. That was just so entertaining. And I loved the whole thing where as soon as Guardians of the Galaxy appeared in the Nintendo E3, the Nintendo Direct, everyone in chat just started going, no, no, not again. That was so fucking funny. The fact that Guardians of the Galaxy essentially became the antagonist of E3. And I honestly agree. Guardians of the Galaxy was shown for 15 straight minutes. This very generic fucking game. And then after Guardians of the Galaxy, Square Enix essentially went, oh yeah, here's like 2 mobile games and then a Final Fantasy game that looks like the Final Fantasy game, which is, I think, it's a prequel to Final Fantasy 1, so it's like technically Final Fantasy 0, I guess. It looks like it was made on the PS3, I'm gonna be honest. It did not look very good. Nier is getting a new game, but it's a mobile game, I think. That was dumb. And they also, they re-announced, you know, showed the fact that there's, I hate the fact that there is a Final Fantasy Battle Royale for mobile. Like, how, like, disconnected is Square Enix from their audience? Like, Jesus Christ. Did they even know what a video game is at this point? They have Platinum Games just sitting there doing fucking nothing. So Square Enix was just a massive difference. It was essentially just Marvel and then like 2 announcements. Seconds. And then we got Nintendo Direct, which I was like, oh yo, Nintendo Direct about to come out here and fucking clean E3. We're gonna get some fun announcements. I'm gonna get Rune Factory 5. And then we got like, I mean, there was WarioWare got a new game. Mario Party looks the exact same as the last Mario Party and is essentially the bare minimum for a Mario Party game. Metroid is getting a sequel with one of the dumbest presentations I've ever heard. Advance Wars, again, genres I don't care for. But pretty much, Nintendo Direct for me was, these are cool for the audience, like, the fans are gonna like this, but I don't care for these. That was the entire Nintendo Direct, except for Breath of the Wild 2. Breath of the Wild 2, I was happy we actually got, like, some stuff for that. But most of the Nintendo Direct for me was just, yeah, I'm sure the fans like this game, but I don't care for it. But no Rune Factory 5 news, which is really sad, and nothing else that really caught my eye. The funniest thing, though, was with Metroid Dread, is they were going, this is the first 2D Metroid game in, like, 2 decades. And I'm like, what about Samus Returns? That came out, like, 3 years ago. And I was just like, well, I guess they either forgot that one or don't want to acknowledge its existence, which I guess is fair. I don't know if it was that bad of the game. I think people said it was okay. Samus Returns isn't real. That's pretty much what it was like. I was just sitting there like, what about the one that came out 3 years ago? 3DS. But I guess that game exists. But yeah, Nintendo Direct for me was just, it was just some games the fans may like, and then Breath of the Wild 2. So I didn't really get much from it, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I feel like it's just because a lot of the games that were announced were, I guess, for niche parts of the fandom. Stuff like Metroid. Metroid fans are, you know, very happy with the game. I'm guessing they're happy that a new one's coming out. But again, I don't think many Nintendo fans are Metroid fans. Same with Advanced Wars. Advanced Wars is a niche one. All I remember from the Advanced Wars trailer is someone calling it a Flash game and me laughing with my friends. WarioWare is a thing. I guess it's cool that WarioWare's back, but it's kind of a side fun game. WarioWare's a game you buy when you see it for like 10 quid in a fucking discount bargain bin. Mario Party, yeah, the Mario Party game was literally like, oh, here's the bare minimum. For me, WarioWare, though, is always just a side game you sort of get when you can't really think of what else to buy. But it's a cool game. I'll give that. Yeah, and the rest of it was like, yeah, as you say, games we already knew were coming out. I'm just disappointed, though, because I really didn't get any of the games that I was looking for. I got, was it? No, to be fair, for me, the funniest thing for me is the fact that the Summer Game Fest, like, introduction thing, the thing that wasn't even E3 was the best part of E3. Like, that's not even a joke. The Summer Games fucking Fest thing, we had the fucking Salt and Sanctuary sequel and fucking Elden Ring. Like, holy shit, those are two just powerhouses. Elden Ring on its own, to be fair for me, Elden Ring just beats the entirety of E3 on its own. Just because that was just such a fucking badass announcement. But yeah, overall it was meh. Pretty sad that Slime Rancher 2 is a top. Yeah, you know it wasn't the best. I mean, Slime Rancher, not knocking Slime Rancher. Slime Rancher, fucking great game. But it's kind of sad the fact that Slime Rancher is in like the top 3 to 5 games that were announced. Like, holy shit. I was actually kind of sad that I skipped the Wholesome Games thing, because I went back and I watched the Wholesome Games, I think it was collection or whatever, and they had some fun games in there. The Gecko Gods looks fucking, like, amazing. The fact that it's, like, a puzzle game where you play as a little lizard. I was just like, holy shit, this is amazing. I think they had the new, like, they've got essentially, like, a indie version of The Sims. Interesting. Like, why was the fucking Wholesome one just so fucking interesting? Yeah, I'm kind of sad I missed that, because there was some good shit there. E3 this year overall. The games I didn't get any information on is I didn't get any information on Avowed. They literally said the name Avowed once at the Microsoft Bethesda thing. They said the name Avowed and then just they didn't show anything for it. They just mentioned the name and I was like, wow, cool. I don't care. And then they were like, oh yeah, but we got Outer Worlds 2, I guess. And I'm like, but Outer Worlds was like... Outer Worlds for me was a 7 out of 10 at best. It was an interesting sort of return, seeing like, oh my god, Obsidian coming back to do a game. I'm like, wow, that's fun. But overall, the game was meh. The combat was serviceable. The story and characters was there, but it never really caught my attention. Overall, and the fact they're doing a sequel kind of was just surprising, because I was like, it was an okay game, but does it really need a sequel? I didn't play the DLC. Maybe the DLC was fucking amazing for it, but... Uh-oh. Yeah, Metro... Oh, yeah, that's true. They're like, hey, Metroid Prime's getting a sequel. Can we see anything about it? No. Should have summoned Cyber Dragon first. I was not paying attention. I was thinking about oh my god, fuck you. This is actually a really back and forth game. Just keep summoning shit and keep getting like encountered. Was there anything else that really came out? I can't really think of anything else that I was like, wow, game. It was just sort of, yep, video games exist. I personally don't believe they're making it. I can agree. I feel the same with Avowed. With Avowed, it was just like, they announced it and then they're just not making it. They announced it just to disappoint people. Hold on, how much do I have in my grave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have easily enough for Chimera Tech to just game. Yeah, I think we just Chimera Tech the game here. Bonk. How big can I make him, even though it's literally just, like, for fun? 7 is more than enough. How big is he? Yeah, I think 5,600 is enough to kill him. Bonk. But yeah, Avowed got no news, which is sad. I was really looking forward to seeing Obsidian's take on Skyrim. Elder Scrolls 6 was briefly mentioned. Oh, no. I think my favorite part about the Nintendo E3 thing was the fact that, like, half of the games they showed were running at, like, 10 FPS. Like, the Worms game was on, like, 10 FPS. I think Doom Eternal looked like a PlayStation 2 game. Like, holy shit. Like, the Switch games did not look good, like the third-party ones, because it just shows how they were not built for the Switch. Just the amount of lag and stuttering in the fucking Switch games was just like, holy shit. And one of the saddest parts about it was the fact that Monster Hunter Stories and fucking, what was the other game? Shin Megami Tensei 5 both look better than Pokemon Legends in terms of the overworld. And I was just sitting here like, yeah, Pokemon do not care about their games anymore. That was just so fucking sad. See the fact that these third-party games were just being infinitely better than the Pokemon game. Other thing as well, which that was it. Oh, no Hytale news, but to be fair, I was hoping for Hytale news, but I didn't expect it. Because Hytale sort of just does their stuff on their own. I wasn't actually expecting Hytale to be at any of the conferences, but I would have liked it. That would have been nice. And then, of course, Rune Factory 5 was announced like 2 ago, or 2 Nintendo Directs ago. It's been released in Japan, and we still have no release date in the West. So that was quite annoying. The fact that there was just not mentioned that. And to be fair, with Breath of the Wild 2, I feel like with Breath of the Wild 2, for me, funnily enough, I feel like Genshin Impact has kind of spoiled Breath of the Wild 2 for me. Because whenever I see Breath of the Wild 2, I'm just going to think, oh yeah, it's just like Genshin Impact, but a good game. But I just have a negative respect. Whenever I think of Genshin Impact, I just think of gacha and grind. So now I'm going to look at Breath of the Wild 2 and sort of just like, oh no, it's going to be a grindy game, and it's not going to be that interesting to explore. Even though Breath of the Wild 2 is actually a fun game. Well, hopefully. Hopefully. I don't know if it's going to be good, but hopefully it will. But yeah, Genshin Impact is just sort of aesthetic for me. So hopefully Breath of the Wild. Can't relate to it, but from what I played Genshin Impact back when it, yeah, I know there wasn't really much grind, but the game was just repetitive, boring, and empty. The world was just void of anything fun, and everything was just, they reused the same enemies 20 times. Like, gee fucking Christ. I mean, Breath of the Wild did the same thing, but the combat was fun in Breath of the Wild because you had all these abilities. You could mess around with the environment and have fun interactions. And then Genshin Impact is just like, oh yeah, it's a generic hack and slash, I guess. I will say Genshin Impact is probably the most impressive gacha game in terms of, it's the gacha game with the best gameplay, but that's really not saying much if you're comparing it to other gacha games. I just never really, like, I played it for a bit, and then as soon as I discovered other games, as soon as I started playing other games, I was just like, yeah, I don't know why I really... Genshin Impact I played because it was sort of, it was free and it came out. Like, that's the only reasons I played it. If it wasn't free and was like a 20 quid game, I doubt I would have ever touched it. Interesting. You know a game's not very good when the only reason you played it was because it was free. Uh-oh, he's gonna summon the crab. Do I have anything to kill the crab? Yes, I have bottomless. Goodbye. Goodbye, Crab. Come back. Oh, you know what? You know what archetype needs support in Yu-Gi-Oh? Burger. Hungry Burger. I want a Hungry Burger archetype. I want a burger archetype, or like a cooking archetype. That would be the best. I want to fucking have an entire, like, support dedicated to just summoning Hungry Burger. Like, give Hungry Burger, like, a new version. Omega Hungry Burger. The forever greedy or gluttonous or whatever. Like, actually, no, you could have gluttonous burger. Instead of Hungry Burger, gluttonous burger. That would be fucking incredible. I want that now. That would be incredible. Fuck any other support. Yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 looks okay, but I will say Elden Ring, so fucking... Like, I'm not even, like, Elden Ring. My reaction when I saw Elden Ring announced, I fucking flipped. Because, holy shit. Like, that was so fucking good. Hold on, uh-oh. Oh, I did half the attack. Oh, you're gonna get hit for a fucking 25 now, bitch boy. I've also followed up with, for people who are interested in Elden Ring, Vati Video, essentially, because they had an interview with Hidetaki Miyazaki to essentially get more information about Elden Ring. Really fucking good, by the way, because more information. And Miyazaki and Vati Video essentially did a video where he essentially summarized what Miyazaki said in the interview. So... fucking, the really good things. A, PvP is going to be in the game. I was kind of afraid that PvP wasn't going to be in it. As much as PvP isn't like a big thing in Dark Souls, PvP is always just a fun thing to have. So, PvP is going to be in Elden Ring. So, that's pretty fucking cool. Another thing is, in Dark Souls 3, they basically had this system called weapon arts, where every weapon essentially had it. So, when you pressed L2... with it two-handed, it would perform a special attack. So, for example, like, let's have a think. Weapon arts. The daggers, like the bandit daggers, allows you to, like, quick step. And the bandit axe essentially allows you to buff and then go for a really big charge attack. They've gotten rid of weapon arts, but instead of having weapon arts, it's going to have a skill system where you essentially, select a skill and then can use it with a certain amount of weapons. For example, if you like a certain curved sword attack, you can just choose a different curved sword, but give it that ability, which is so cool. Being able to put weapon arts on different weapons sounds like such a fun thing for customizability. Another thing that fucking really blew my mind is the fact that you're going to be able to capture enemies and then use them as summons. So you're going to be able to capture the little pot boys and then summon them to aid you. And he even talked about how, like, some players may just want to capture monsters they think look cool but aren't the most effective in combat. Which is so cool. I can't wait to, like, capture the cute creatures and then bring them into battle with me. Apparently horse combat's a thing, but most combat is still going to be on your feet, which I'm fine with. I think horse combat shouldn't be too focused on, because I feel like if horse combat's too focused on, it will be overpowered. You know, as real life has shown, horses just make you much better in battle. Horses are just overpowered in real life combat, so I don't want them to go down that path. So it's good that horse combat is sort of just a side thing. What was some other news he announced? The overworld is quite interesting. The fact that there's going to be, I think it was either 5 or 6 different overworlds you explore. And there is, much like in Dark Souls 2, there's kind of like, or Dark Souls 1. Actually, no, Demon Souls. Much like Demon Souls, there's kind of like a obvious path, quote unquote. Like, you can see that there is a path of progression. Like, you can take on this world to this world to this world. And it's sort of just like, okay, that seems like the path of progression. But, like Breath of the Wild, you can take on these worlds in any order. And he has stated that, at least I think he stated, that you can skip over half of the bosses in the game. Which is fucking like, whoa, you can Breath of the Wild it, where you can just fucking beeline to the hardest areas, beat the game, which is really cool. I love the idea of being able to take on the areas in any order you want. But then also being a balanced order. So fucking cool. I'm looking forward to seeing, I'm just looking forward to seeing what the overworlds are and exploring all these different worlds. There are NPCs and stuff, and apparently the NPCs in this game are, like, actually important to the story. To see. He even goes as far as to call the NPCs protagonists, which is fucking something to definitely say. Story of it is very much going to be like other Dark Souls games, where a lot of the story is told through item descriptions and NPC dialogue, but he did take his lessons from Sekiro in the fact that there's going to be more cutscenes and more actual dialogue so that more players actually understand the baseline story. Like, all the lore is still going to be hidden, but at least players are going to be able to understand the baseline story, which is good to see. Sounds like a fun speedrun, really does, to be fair. They added in Sekiro elements, like being able to jump in the game, being able to jump in a Dark Souls, like properly jump, and then do fucking jump attacks. Yes, please. That's cool shit. Stealth is in the game, which I was kind of surprised by, like, stealth. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, I want Zorg and Shining Angel. Well, that's my second Zorg. I want 3 Shining Angels, though, because a Light Searcher is very fun. But being able to... Stealth is going to be interesting. I feel like stealth is going to be really fun for PvP. Like, sneaking up on another player and fucking just take... Like, I mean, you already do that in Dark Souls. By having a full stealth mechanic of, like, someone invading you. And then, like, oh shit. Wait, where the fuck are they? Where's the angel target? Probably something. I mean, angels can just target themselves, which is cool. They can target, like... the light healed fusion if you want to go for the light healed thing. They can target proto cyber dragons if you want. They could target the XYZ stuff. Actually, no, it's less than. They can't target the XYZ stuff. It's just something I just like having. I just want to have recruiters of every element that I can use if I want to. Also, I could play the creator if I don't know. Actually does anything. He's definitely a creature. I feel like, honestly, giant rats is probably the best set of Earth. Not the best, but a good. Imagine playing the creator. Yeah, that's just... boss monster. Yo, GX boss monster. Oh. Mystic Tomato, yeah, actually, you know what? You are right. Mystic Tomato is probably the best recruiter. But I would argue that Giant Rats are at least a second place because there is a lot of Earth. Just because Earth is quite a common thing. But there's 3 Shining Angels. Giant Rat has a lot of good targets. So I feel like Giant Rat's at least a good second, but yeah, I do agree. Mystic Tomato is fun in terms of early search. And I tried to get him. The game decided, fuck you. So we've got 3 Zaborgs now. I only need 2, but we've got 3. And then the next day, we can get 2 Grand Mode. That'll be for next stream, because I'm going to end off my stream here. We've mainly just been progressing through... Honestly, today in stream, we've just been progressing and opening packs. I'll do a lot of the card exchanging off stream, because we've got so many fucking extra cards now. I got all the cards I wanted, really, from today, and we're slowly going to progress towards doing a Monarch deck. I'm probably just going to look all of the stuff to... Injection Fairy Lizard is a fun thing to just get off of Giant Rat. Exiled Force, I've got, yeah, as another I have. Howling Insect, yeah, so you can go into more fruiting. And Enraged Mugger through if you have a great... Yeah, that's fair. That's honestly, yeah, I hope you did enjoy the stream. We'll be playing more of this next Wednesday, of course. On Sunday, I will be going over to Secrets of Grindia, where I will be playing the newer content. Secrets of Grindia, pretty much from the desert onwards is what I'm going to be playing. Secrets of Grindia. that'll be interesting. I'm going to get my ass kicked most likely by the newer bosses. But yes, this will be on Wednesday. I'll probably be doing some grinding off stream as I tend to, because I like to just get a bunch of points so we can just open packs. Because I don't think grinding for points is very entertaining, honestly. Fighting Nova over and over again for like a half an hour to an hour. Maybe for a podcast that'll be interesting as a background thing, but yeah, not in general. Yes, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you a lot for watching. I hope you lot stay safe, stay hydrated, and have a good one.